Hey, you fabulous bunch of people, welcome to Mood, the podcast that's here to sprinkle a little humour, drop some wisdom bombs, and occasionally let out a well-placed swear word or two. Mood, we're relatable as fuck.
Firstly, where the fuck have you been? I'm thinking fucking ages.
I know. How long has it been? We're really sorry, by the way.
Sorry.
End of May.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think June was a complete write-off. I think you had a couple of bits going on, and then the end of June. Yeah. Well, here we are. 1st of July already. Half the year done.
Already. And we've done so much in the time that we've been away. So, Lynette's right. Apologies. This is finally, do you know what? Fuck it. This is episode 10. We've been
episode 10.
I'm calling it now. We've been saying about doing a 9.5. We really wanted to do a big one for episode 10. And it's just, our timings have just not been aligned. So, this is episode 10, guys.
10.
And got to fucking episode 10.
Yeah, and also we don't want to be hit by the curse of like the 10th episode either. Yes. So it's episode 10. Whenever we do like the big milestone episode or the biggest episode, you guys will know. So we're here.
This is Lex and Lynette reunion at the moment because we haven't seen each other in absolute ages, and not in work. Both been offline, and it's just been insane. So Lynette, what have you been up to this last month or so?
Yeah. So I had some family here visiting from the States, which was really nice. So I got to play tourist. So we did 7 hours of walking around London. See, I think it's always nice when you have like people here. You don't really appreciate like the sights and stuff because you wouldn't go out to go, oh, do you know what? Let's go and walk around Big Ben and stuff today. No. So so we did that, which was really, really nice. And just nice to see family. And I think it's nice that, I mean, they're family, but I think I've met them like once about 10 years ago. So it's one of those ones where we met at a family reunion back in the States 10 years ago. And you just kind of follow each other on socials, and it is weird because they're like, well, they're pretty much strangers. You don't really know a lot about their lives, but it was really lovely, and it was really nice to catch up, and it's nice to know that we've got family in that part of the world, and they're always welcome back here and stuff like that. So, and then after that, we just took a little break away to Spain.
Spain, lovely.
To Spain, just a bit of sunshine, the pool. We were fed, we were watered, we didn't have to cook or clean or worry about any of that shit. So it was nice, and just a little bit of detox,
bit downtime,
reset. I think it's called for. It's been a busy half year, busy 6 months. So, and where the fuck have you been?
Where the fuck have I been? Oh God, what have I been doing? I went to Crete. Obviously, I think I just was about to go to Crete before we finished up. Crete was fucking amazing. I went on a retreat with like a bunch of women I didn't know, and I met a few of them like a handful of times. We laughed together, we like chilled together, we cried together. It was just really fun actually hanging out with a bunch of people I'd never met. And I was very umming and ahhing about it. So I was like, oh my God, am I going to get on with everyone? Are we all going to be okay? Is it going to be clicky? Because you don't know what it's going to be like. I felt like I met just a lot of like-minded people, and it was really fun to experience that. And everyone had their own personalities, their own backgrounds and past, but all had the same sense of humour. And we've all kept in touch since, which has been really nice. Some of us, I've already met up with one of them for a walk since coming back, and then we're hoping to meet up some of us actually next week. And then the week after that, or in August, I think, we've not decided yet, planning to have like a little reunion. But I basically went to Crete, came back, worked, and then just really been hitting the gym since. That's literally been it. It's not been a lot, but it's felt like so much has gone on in that time. Oh my God, and I don't
I just directed a show. It seems like ages ago.
It really, really does. And we're like, we've been like talking about the podcast the whole time, and we hadn't kind of planned that like I would be off and Annette would be off, and it just was like, oh shit, we're off at like the same time, and we don't have anything else in the lineup. So we are sorry, but I think it was a well needed rest. I think you can hear in us we sound way more awake and excited considering it's like 10:30 at night.
Yes.
But, I think it was definitely needed for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But we wanted to make sure that we weren't hit by this, like say, the curse of the 10th episode, and we are keen to crack on.
And Anna basically said to me when we were setting up a podcast, she said, most podcasts don't make it past the 10 episode mark. And I was like, I'm so determined for us to do this fucking 10 episode and then go past it. So we're here, we're getting there.
We're here, absolutely. And then your personal target's like 20, right? And then you can start other projects.
No, thanks for reminding me, because I was already thinking in my head, I've just finished directing, so what can I do next? So yeah, you're right. Podcast, well, actually, like fitness goals, obviously, but podcast is definitely, I need to hit another 10 episodes, and then I can think about what else is going on. But to be honest, I feel like work is busy enough as it is, and like life in general. So I think this is all right for now. I don't need any additional projects. I don't have to say yes to everything.
Exactly.
I want to say yes to all of it. So,
yeah. You've been good. It's been a good month. Yes. It's been a good busy month, and
it's been a good busy month. I even had I only decided to do a session with Nikki not long after we did our recording with her, because I was like, you know what, I just wanted to just touch in on some bits and pieces. And I recommend this to everybody. She asked me to do a brag list, basically, right? And now, if you follow her, you might have actually seen her talking about this. I was actually the person she was talking about. So I did a brag list. She told me to put everything together I have achieved since I first started talking to her, just to like remind. I was having self-doubt about some bits and pieces, and it was like just to remind myself of like what I've achieved, where I'm at, what am I doing, how much I've come, like how far I've come since, when was it, like June, July last year. And there was shitloads, and I was like, fuck, I didn't realise that actually I'd done a lot more than I thought I had. And it really helped me put a lot of things into perspective. And I was like, do you know what, since that session and since I've been trying to do X, Y, Z, like I'm in a really good place. I'm really happy. Good. And I recommend it to anybody who's kind of like doubting themselves or just thinking, I haven't done anything. Especially, I don't know if you saw as well in it, like on social days, like 1st of July, it's been 6 months. Like, what have you done with your last 6 months? And I think it's a positive and a negative to put it into that light. So I think just actually saying, well, I have actually done this and this is not the, it's not the word. And even if I started and I haven't like got to where I'm at, I'm still continuing on, like that's okay as well. So that was essentially it, pretty much.
Nice. What's a couple of things in your brag list?
So the brag list was so I obviously directed a show. I went on a holiday and went out of my comfort zone with a load of people that I didn't know. I did a 2-hour gorge walk that old me would have just never completed. I've been working on myself as a person. I've been working on my health journey. I'm down 17.2 kg now. I know. Oh
yeah, that's amazing.
Obviously the show. So I just say the show. So I've just, and then there was just things like set boundaries, working to be happier, working to be better, like all those things. And I was actually like, wow, that's actually quite a lot of bits and pieces. So it was a nice little brag list. I'm definitely I think maybe at the end of the year I'll do another one. And obviously I did set up a podcast, because we did do that too. That was in the list as well. So it was loads of little bits and pieces, but it was just stuff for me and me only. So it was really cool. Really, really cool.
Oh, good.
I think sometimes we're so busy worrying about things and just you forget, or like you worry about one thing in particular and then it kind of pushes everything else out. But it's like, no, we're good. Look at us, like I said, now we're sitting there doing our 10th episode, so we've determined and we're on it. So,
exactly.
What do you do? What should we talk about?
Can't do an episode without a would you rather. Do you have one?
Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, did my homework this time, because I was like, I can't come. It's embarrassing. I can't keep coming on here, and I'm like, no, I did nothing. And then you're like, brilliant, I've only got questions. Would you rather high five everybody you meet, or have to give a wedgie to anyone wearing a green shirt?
Oh.
We're going with random.
I don't mind the high five. Like, how would you? I don't know how I would. Yeah, I'd high five every single person. I don't mind. How would you even like get your hand in there? Like, right, okay, that person's got a green t-shirt, so I've got to now go and try and dig out your underwear so I can give you a wedgie. I think that's more awkward than like going high five.
I don't know. Is it awkward also to then try and give people a high five and they just completely blank you? Because that's some next level embarrassment when people do that as well. You're like, oh, okay.
That is quite embarrassing. I still think I'd do the high five. Would you do the wedgie then?
I was thinking about it and I was like, how many people wear a green shirt? That was the only thing that came into my head. So that was to high five people, I would find fucking exhausting, and the fear of the rejection would be some next level. And then if it was like people in a green shirt, I would probably see like a handful of those a day. And so like I think, but then also you're going to go up to random people, you're going to get done for assault in a matter of like 1 minute.
But is people looking at you weird if you're like, if you go to give them a high five and they don't, and that's embarrassing, but then when you try and dig around for someone's underwear and they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
What if they're not wearing any?
What if they're not wearing any? It's like, right, how? You just pull up their trousers or something.
You'll just have to pull whatever you can grab first. By the time you get into someone's pants, which you obviously are not going to do because that's just like borderline like sexual harassment. But,
then what do you do? Then do you run? Or
I think you'd have to, because you can't just think have a normal conversation like
that.
Oh, hi, how are you?
If I was going to give someone a high five and they didn't, I'd just kind of carry on about my day. Whereas if I gave someone a wedgie, then I'd have to run away. I'd be like, oh, that's tiring. That's tiring for me.
I was thinking, like, imagine being like, you could be on the train going to work, right? You're going to have to high five every single one of those people. Would you have to do that? Or you just find the person with the green shirt and just get it over and done with and then just call it a day?
It's true. It's true. Oh, that's a good one. Would you rather tell all of your deepest and darkest secrets to your boss or to your parents?
Oh, my parents. I think
really?
Like... Yeah, well, do I have to have both parents? Because, I mean, if it's my dad, he's never going to find out because I don't talk to him hardly. But my mum, I think my mum knows fucking everything about, I
like that.
Everything about me. So she's always been very open with conversations about anything. So I think, I'd have to tell my mum. Like, I don't think, can you just imagine going into work and then just saying what our deepest dark stuff to like people that we work with on the daily?
Yeah.
It'll probably get brought up in the weekly meeting or something.
Do you know what? I'd go boss.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I think we've touched on it before, haven't we, about our kind of relationships with our parents and stuff. So my mum doesn't know a lot of things. And then
so you'd be comfortable telling the CEO,
our boss.
CEO.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I can tell our boss, and then
can I have a reference?
Can I have a reference? No, can I have a reference? Thank you for my reference. Here are my deepest, darkest secrets. Yeah, and that
might drop. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. See you later. This was therapeutic.
Because then you really could say everything and ending, and you won't care because you have to leave after anyway, so it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas my parents, I don't think my mum would want to know my deepest, darkest secrets.
Depends what your deepest, darkest secrets are, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
In that case, I get it. I feel like we've done this one before, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Would you rather have an annoying song stuck in your head always, or have an itch that you can't reach? Itching just thinking about it. I was actually like,
I think song.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
I can't. That would be I'll just be irritated. Yeah, and it's in here, like it's not, physical. It's like you can drown out. You can maybe drown out the song with like louder sounds and stuff.
Do you get that thing where like if someone randomly sings something or you hear a song, does it like stay? Like you got like the earworm where it just stays in your head like the whole day? It's like, it's so annoying, isn't it?
Or when you're like. You're just sitting there randomly at your desk or whatever doing work, and then you're just like humming a tune or singing a line, and like, for fuck's sake.
Ricky frustrates me because he knows that I'm like that as well. So he'll start, and his work lot apparently do it as well. He'll start halfway through a song, and just leave it, and then he knows full well within like 3 seconds I'll start singing it without him realising.
Really? Does he? So he does that on purpose?
Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, we're halfway there," and then he'll just carry on doing nothing, and I'm like. I'm pregnant on box. He's so annoying.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows. So I do it to him. He does actually do it too. He doesn't even realise sometimes, and then he's like, "Fuck, so annoying." But so I guess we're staying with the song.
Staying with the song, but also like I'm just so used to it now with like listening to with kids stuff in the background. So there's like stuff I find like I'm singing or like my other half is singing. I'm like, where do I know that song from? So there's like this song, I don't even know where it's from, but it goes, oops, oh no, I don't know what to do. Oops,
oh God,
oh no, I haven't got a clue. This is a disaster and I don't know what to do. And that's literally, So then every time something happens, you're like, oops, oh no, I don't know what to do. Yeah.
That's so sad. That is
I hope
so
that's
sad.
now stuck in all of your heads for the next 24 hours at least.
Yeah, you'd all be singing that. Oh my god, my half sisters when they were little, they used to watch. Do you remember Barney the Purple Dinosaur? So there was like this.
I love you. I love Barney.
Yeah. Barney was cool, but like he had this one Christmas one that they used to watch like on repeat, and it was it was like. Past one window, tidy-o, past two windows, tidy-o, past three windows, tidy-o, jingle at the window, tidy-o, jingle, 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 jingle at the window. And I knew it off by heart. I was like, oh my god. And about 20 years later, I still remember it. It's so annoying.
I love that one. The best song I learned from Barney was John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Do you know that one? Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Da, 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 da.
Oh dear God, what's happened to us?
Oh mate.
Well, yeah. Did you have to sing? Did you sing like choirs in primary school and things like that? Like, oh my God, like the songs we used to sing.
Yeah,
we had.
I love it. Shine, Jesus, shine. That one.
We had be bold, be strong for the Lord your God.
Oh, your songs sound much cooler than my songs.
Oh, we had one that was like, oh God, what was it?
If I were a butterfly, do you remember that one?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. And then what was so we had one that was like, who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who's the king of the
Look at you with the moves as well. Bubble, bubble.
And I was like, I tell you, JESUS, yes. He's the king of me, and then oh my God, it's like we're all so like excited to sing it. It's so creepy. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love those. I love those songs.
We should do those things now. It would really lifted us spirits in the mood today.
Yeah, I keep saying that. I'm still trying to. Maybe there is a gap in the market for a choir sing
primary school songs,
old school. But you know what, mate? I think I saw someone do that recently.
Oh, really?
No, do you know what it was? I know what it was. It was Jason Manford. It was a Jason Manford stand-up. I think it was on the TV the other day. And I managed to catch the end of it. But at the end of it, people were singing like, shine, Jesus, shine. And all that, yeah. And I don't know I can't remember what the name of it was, but I think Jason Manford did it. But it feels good, right? It just takes you back to like... primary school, and
it's so funny when someone reminds you of the song. You're like, yeah, I did used to sing that. Like, oh my God, yes. So we're gonna have annoying songs. We are gonna have annoying songs in our head for the rest of the evening. I think that is a given.
Would you? Right. Would you rather be trapped in a small room with 10,000 tarantulas for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes.
Are they alive, the tarantulas? Are they dead, the ones I'm going to eat? I'm assuming they're really alive.
Let's say they're dead. Let's say they're dead.
Oh, yeah, I think I'd have to eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes. I think that'd be easier. Can you imagine 10,000? Like, I don't know, but I can't work out whether I'm scared of spiders or not. Like, from a distance, or if I have to move them, like, I don't mind. But if they're crawling on me, I think I've got like and it's the speed. I think it's that.
Yes, yeah. It's like the daddy long legs. I don't mind because they're leggy, but they're so light. It's like they don't exist. It's your air. It's the deep, dark black, shiny. Yeah, no, fuck that. Like hairy.
I don't mind them if they're in our bedroom though, and I know they're near the bed, and I'm about to go to bed. Then I kind of be like, that needs to get out. Like, but if it's around the flat or whatever, because I know they kill like all the other like flies and stuff. So I'm like, I leave them, but I'd have to eat them. I think I'd have to probably eat them. They taste probably absolutely awful as well, but girls got protein. Girls got to eat. What can I say?
Do you know what? To be fair, I think I would agree with you. I think I'd eat them. Yeah, the 10,000 is quite a lot. 10
minutes.
Yeah,
10 minutes
it's a long time. It's a long time.
It's a long time. I mean, they might not even move that much, but it's 10,000. If it was like 100 or something, or 1,000, like 10,000. Fuck that. That's awful.
Yeah, like everywhere you turn, like you couldn't sit down, you couldn't move.
No.
Fuck to the no.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you'd be treading on them and shit. Like, no one wants that. No one wants tarantula guts on their shoes. Do you know what
exactly.
I mean? I did put, do you know what? ChatGPT is boring because I was like, give me some NSFW ones, and it was like, no, we can't do that. And I was like, oh, fuck you. Like,
really?
Yeah, wouldn't let me do cheeky ones. So actually, this is one I thought of earlier. Would you rather constantly smell or have everybody else around you smell?
I think everyone else around me.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I think so too. I think you'd have to, right? Because at least you could get away. If it's you that stinks, then like you're constantly. You won't know the smell anymore because I think you'll be used to it. But like everybody else will smell you.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
if everyone else stinks, you can like fuck off and leave them and then get out.
Yeah. I'd rather everyone else had the issue with the smell.
Yeah, for sure. What about you? Do you have any more questions?
I've just found this one actually. It's quite interesting. Would you rather win £25,000 or have your best friend win £250,000?
Is it? Oh, I don't know. I mean, the assumption is that I think the hard thing is because that person's probably not going to share with you, right?
No.
Like, let's be honest. Like, let's be really honest. Unless if I got them to win and they were like, yeah, she helped me win, then yes, they probably would. But if they just randomly won 250,000, they ain't sharing with you. So I'm like, I'm really so. Am I the asshole for wanting to 25,000? I've got bills to pay, babe. I've got mortgages shit.
Exactly.
Would you do the same?
25,000, please. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. Please and thank you.
Yeah, please and thank you. Say no more. Unless they were in like a really, really shit situation and they needed the money more than I do, which is totally understandable. Then all right, fuck it, I'll let them have it.
Well,
they're all right. They're comfortable. I think we're fine. I've got money.
Wouldn't you want to win like 25,000? And if they were really in trouble, then you'd be like, okay, here's £1,000.
This is true. It's £1,000.
I could have got you 250,000, but I wanted to keep 20 grand for myself. So
each 50 quid, get yourself a Macca's for the family. There we go.
Oh mate. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'd be 25,000. Is that bad?
No. I think we've taken like. We've thought about it from a moral perspective as well. Like, okay, so it would be morally wrong, like if they were like really hard done by and we took 25 grand, or we could just take the 25 grand and then give them a cut if we wanted to, which we kind of found out we probably won't.
You would. Yeah,
I mean, the thought's there, but
and it's only if it's like, listen, I've been faced with this, and you're gonna get 250 grand, so make sure you give me. But like you say, if it was like random and be like, what the fuck? Like, I could have had 25 grand and now you've just won £250,000. I'm not going to a penny of it.
I would ring them first before I made the decision and be like, everything all right with you? Like, what's going on? Are you going on holiday? Oh, okay, cool, yeah, that's fine. Oh, you just done an extension, and like that. Oh, okay, cool, yeah, that's fine.
That's good. Yeah,
that's good. Okay, cool, fine. In that case, I just won 25 grand.
Yeah,
that was a good one. So, hot topics. I was going to talk about the Hot Couture Girl, but I feel like by the time this podcast comes out, it's almost old news. But we can talk about it really quickly. But if anyone hasn't seen it, there is a clip of a girl going around at the moment. Where she got interviewed on the street with a friend, and actually, I don't actually know. I obviously know what the question was, but the answer essentially was that she would say, "I'd hot couture on that thing," which basically she would. What's the nice way of saying this in a professional manner?
Oh my goodness.
She would mouth and like what would I even say? She's basically going to spit on it, yeah? Let's just be honest. Let's just exactly. She's going to be trying to be polite about it. She was going to fillet that thing. And basically it went viral. It was a joke. Like she's a school teacher, and it got found, and she got fired essentially. Right now, I don't think she should have been fired. I think that it's really. It was a girl on night out. She's off work. You do talk about random shit when you're out. I don't think she was expecting it to go viral. I think it was just something that she thought was fun. But I know that people have been like, yeah, but she's a teacher and she should have known better and all that. But my personal opinion, the girl shouldn't have been fired, but I don't know, what's your take on it?
Yeah, is it? I don't think she should have been fired. I think,
no,
like you say, it's a difficult one because she didn't know she was going to go viral. But I know, like, friends who were teachers and stuff, like, online, I know that they changed their names. But I guess I was thinking that in my head. It's like, oh, my friends are teachers have changed their names so that they can't be found or whatever by pupils, and, you know, they're not easily found. But then if you go viral, you go viral. It doesn't matter whether you change your name or not, like, your face is out there, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I guess it depends on, does it depend on kind of what age she's teaching and kind of, but even then, like, I've just been like going back and forth in my head about it. It's like exactly that. She's on a night out. Like, why can't she just kind of have a laugh with her friends? Like, is she, you know, she's not kind of talking about any or identifying any children that she's working with or anything like that, or, you know, she's having a laugh, and she is also just like a person at the end of the day. She's not just a teacher. Yeah, I think it's really difficult. I think it was a bit harsh
I think it was harsh as well. I mean, I know, you know, like with workplaces, there's a very thing about social media, and it's kind of a case of you act and represent for the company like the whole time, even in your own private life and stuff. I get that, but I think, like, I don't think she was prepped for the idea of something like that going completely viral. I don't think she was expecting, like, maybe pupils, regardless of what age, perhaps they even see that stuff. I'm assuming parents saw it and maybe put complaints in and whatever, but I don't know. Me as well, like, it's really difficult because I am very much a person of, I feel like you should separate your work life with your private life. Like, if we didn't have social media, you wouldn't know half the stuff we get up to. It's even on my like my Instagram account, like, I've only got a small handful of work people on, and even that I'm like, oh, like, you know, because just in case, and not that I post anything bad as such, but like, just in case someone or something, I like to keep those things a little bit separated. So it's hard, but like I said, I don't think she should have got fired. I think, maybe you can call out and say, like, you know, take down your social for the time being or whatever, which I know she has done now. But
was it on her socials, or was it on this person who was like interviewing her? Was it on?
I think she was on because I know she's suing at the moment as well, if I remember right. I don't know whether she's suing the people that made it viral, as in like the company that filmed it, or whether she's suing her work. I'm not really sure. I guess it's an unfair dismissal, right? I don't think I think people just found her. I think, like, these things happen, right? You just get found, and all it takes is someone to know you, and then that's it. And they were making songs out of it. Like, there's been jokes about it. I've heard it on podcasts, everything. Like, it. But viral nowadays is literally like, what, 48 hours, and then it's kind of starts dying down already. Like, it already it's old news. It's old news already. So, like, people have heard it because we rinse it enough as well. But,
it's a scary thing about the internet, isn't it? It's just like, I read something earlier about how we're obviously that generation that lived before it and during it, and it is crazy to know how quickly things move fast, like you say, 48 hours or whatever, and then that's that. But we lived in a time where, you know, even when or when the internet like first started, people were like getting pictures, and that was how it went viral before, was over email, right? Not like on socials. It was like you'd see something and you'd send it in like a big mailing list, and like, I remember getting spammed. And it is crazy how it's very, very scary how things just move so quickly like that. But also I obviously appreciate the fact that without it we wouldn't be able to do this, and, you know, and get it out there and do the podcast for, you know, people that we're talking to all over the world, and audiences in Canada or wherever, and Nigeria, and which is obviously really nice. But I just can't, it just blows my mind sometimes.
Same, like, it's got its good and its bad points. Like, you're connected to everybody around the world. It's absolutely crazy. But then it's like, for example, like, you know, like when you look at your memories on Facebook, and then you look at like old statuses that you wrote, and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking or saying? And then even some of the stuff, like, you know, that's the whole thing of where they did it with celebrities, where they would start digging back from like their first ever like tweets and stuff, right? And then they would be like, I'll cancel them because they said something that's now considered like inappropriate. I'm a bit like you. I feel like you're at that time, you're young, you're stupid, you're not thinking straight. It's a different time. Like you're maybe less educated about certain aspects of things, and you are going to probably say something stupid and whatever, but it's not that you live by that even to this day now. Like to kind of call someone out on their past and be like, you should be cancelled because you said XYZ when you were younger.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's how far back do you go? Like what's considered like the cut-off point, and why is it fair to, because everybody's done it. It's not, no one's innocent. Like everyone's said something stupid or done something stupid when they were younger, and but then I guess it's on you because it's imprinted to be found years later. That's on you because you did that. Like you set yourself up for it. But it's the worst thing. Even oh my god, we were clearing out the garage the other day, and I used to write loads of song lyrics, and I was like, thank God we didn't have social media back in the day, because some of the shit I wrote, or they were all about heartbreak, all my songs, and I didn't even have a boyfriend or anything at the time. They were all like man hating. And I was so cringe, like so depressed, and I was like, oh my good God. Like, I was reading them out to Ricky, and he was just like, yeah, wait, that's just messed up. He was like, you need help. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so cringy. I have to find them one day and just read them out and bait myself out. Yeah, but it was just funny because I was thinking, if that was on social now, like, oh my goodness, like horrific, I'll be mortified because
I'm
it's just so cringy.
So glad that the socials as they exist now didn't exist back when we were like teenagers, and we had enough shit to be dealing with back then. It was when we were at that point. No, I don't think it even existed. I think it was when I don't even know how Facebook is. I couldn't tell you, but maybe it was in the 20s. No, maybe just before. I don't know.
Yeah,
no
I feel
idea.
like...
Is it 20 years old or something?
How old is?
There was High Five. There was
Find a Friend, wasn't it?
Friendster. Find a Friend.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. There was MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace. What was the school one?
Friends Reunited.
Friends Reunited.
Yes. Oh my god. So Facebook is 2004. So I would have just. I finished secondary school. Yeah, I finished secondary school like 2 years before that. So I did. God. My stuff was cringe. Like it was things like. I mean, also we used to bait ourselves out. It'd be like me and my mate Sophia, when we lived together, we were like, we're home and off that tonight because we lived together for like a year. But like, who wants to come around and have fun with us? I'm like, no, Facebook, thank God. To be fair, Facebook was friends and family, right? But like, it wasn't an invite. Like I remember years ago, some girl did an invite on Facebook and it was public, and like loads of people. I remember. Racked up to her house and then they fucked it up, and I do remember that. So that was always it. But even with Instagram now, like you've got to be so careful when you're posting, like where you're at, what you're doing, your
live stories,
all that stuff. Absolutely. Like if I post anything, I left there like about an hour or two before. Like it's never live, like, because you just got to be so careful. This is where I am. Yeah. Like, but I've got some people that will post their lives on Instagram, and I mean their lives. Literally by the minute, by the second, and it's like, no, that's not doing that. That's insane. Yeah. But Facebook, I do remember looking back at some of them, and it was like, I definitely wrote inappropriate stuff. I don't mean as in like offensive. I was writing sexual, like funny stuff. That I would be like, like flirty kind of stupid shit. Or I'd have like really cringe photos, like I was top of my selfie game back in the day. Yeah. Which I'm sure we all were. I had like part 1 Alexia, me, part 2. It's so fucking embarrassing.
Really? Oh, you're gonna have to put that up.
Just really awkward pictures. No, but
part 1. So you had like albums, just like part 1. This is all me.
yeah, I did. I was very. I don't know who the fuck I thought I was back in the day. And then it's like, I feel like I didn't have a lot of confidence, and then I went through a phase where I had a ton of confidence. Yeah. And then it all went again. And then now it's balanced. Now it's it's all right now.
But good, you found a happy medium.
Yeah, it's not too much, and it's not like not enough. Hang on. Yeah.
So with me, this is a good thing or a bad thing. So my ex hacked my old Facebook page, so it is still. Yeah, so like I started a new one, so I don't get all those reminders. I don't get all the things which say, "Oh yeah, like 10 years ago you said this." Thank God. So yeah,
who does that?
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly.
I just don't see the need to, even if like someone really fucked me over, I don't see the need of like hacking into their stuff. Like I was like, what would I get out of having that access? It's not power or anything. Do you know what I mean? But
have we mentioned this before? I can't remember. Before Facebook, God, there was things called. They had a platform called Asian Avenue. It's so bad. It's so cringy. And I'm really going to bait myself out here. But I had a page on Asian Avenue and I was Lady, LAYDEE _ QT, letter Q, letter T.
Oh
Dave rips me about it all the time. Like, Lady QT? I was like, oh, don't. But you must have had, did you not, like when you first up your email?
Oh my God, what was my email address back in the day? I think it was something like Queen Lexi at Yahoo or something.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
I definitely saw worse ones than that. But no, mine was quite easy, to be honest with you. I didn't do anything like insane like that. But I know loads of friends that had like really awkward, like, it's just cringe.
When I started my job in recruitment, I was I need your email, and he was like, oh yeah, it's shitforbrains at Hotmail.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear.
Sometimes it's like what we're saying, and people just don't think,
mate, the bravery.
Yeah, exactly.
The bravery to say that's your email address and it for work is yeah, no.
So much cringy stuff. I'm just so grateful that if it's recorded, it's out there, but it's not, I don't get reminded of it, so it's fine by me. And then I think Asian Avenue got shut down. Like, I think I got a reminder maybe a few years ago, which is like, are you still using this account? Well, I'm really going to bait myself out here now. I did meet my first boyfriend on Asian Avenue.
Oh yeah.
I did, yeah. I told my mum I met him. This goes into the category of stuff that we did that wasn't stupid at the time, but looking back, it was probably, really fucking stupid.
Yeah, oh my God, you just reminded me, I did exactly the fucking same. So oh my God, I just had a flashback. So, oh my God, I basically met someone on AOL chat. Oh my God, you literally just reminded me. So
ASL?
No, AOL.
No, ASL, that's what they used to ask, didn't it, on AOL?
Asex.
Location.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I met him on there, and he actually lived in Newcastle, and we swapped numbers, and we spoke for fucking ages before we even saw a photo of each other. Oh my God, I've literally just got my phone. And then his name was Chris, and he then, I was like 17 at the time. I think he was 17 as well, because we were about the same age. He actually came down to London to meet me. I lied to my mum and said that I met him in a pub, because I just didn't want to like tell her that it was internet, because like, she would have killed me. She would have killed me that it was online. And we met, and then he basically stayed. I think he stayed for like 2 nights or something like that. And like we were like proper boyfriend and girlfriend. And then even when he went back, like we still spoke for absolute ages. And then what happened to him? He basically it's going a bit weird. Also my stepdad hated him as well, because he was a bit like, he was all right. Like, we used to get on really well, but he used to get times when he'd get a bit angry on the phone to me. He was a bit like controlling, a little bit like, where are you going, what are you doing? It was like that. So my stepdad absolutely hated him. And then he went to juvie because his mates basically tried to rob somebody, and they made him go and knock on the door and be like the person to distract him when they went and stole stuff from the back, something like that. I can't remember, so long ago. Yeah, and then so he was found guilty. He went away for like maybe like a year. It was maybe 2 years, but I think he got out for like good. Did
you write to him while I was in?
Yes.
Did you?
I only got rid of the letters like about a year or 2 ago. I'm not even joking. Right? I have on the letters for so long. We wrote letters to each other for absolute ages, and then oh my God, I can't believe it's just getting such reminiscences now. Like, spoke to her for ages, and then we kind of like broke up just before he came out of like juvie, because it was just like did he break up with me? Or I think it was like we both kind of agreed. I think he was saying like it's probably best, and I was a bit like agreed. I'd agreed by that point, because it was like we didn't know when we were going to see each other again. He was so far away, and it was just, and I never saw him again. Like we like then just lost contact with each other. And then I think about 8 or 9 years ago, he randomly found me on email or something. I think he had like my email address, and I kept my email address for like ages. And he randomly emailed, and then it was just really friendly, like nothing like bad. It was just like, oh, I just, still, I found your email address. I just wanted to see if it still existed. I hope you're well, like blah blah. And it was just really sweet. And that was it. And then he. Also, because at one point we'd spoken again, and he'd gone and got some girl pregnant. I do remember that because his mum was so annoyed with him. Because his mum and dad loved me. I got on really well with them when I used to ring. Yeah. And then because obviously it was home phones, mobiles as well at that point.
Yeah, home phones.
So we'd run out of credit really quickly. And he basically, he was like, his mum was like, oh, Alexia's gone and got some stupid girl pregnant. I told him not to, like, she's too young and she's not a nice girl and all this. Yeah, it was very messy, bless him. But yeah, it was just like, oh my God, I just totally forgot when you said about meeting somebody online. And I was like, fuck, I did. And obviously I met my husband online. I've obviously met guys online, but like at that time,
back then,
my goodness.
Fucking
insane.
Hell. It is insane.
Well, do you want to see something more insane, actually? My grandmother and my granddad met with a letter and a photo, and my granddad was living in the UK at the time, and my grandma was living in Cyprus, and they were basically a pen pal for a bit, and then she came over just with the idea of a photo of what he looked like, and that was it, and that's how they got together, which is even more fucking
that is insane. But how was the introduction made? Like, how?
I don't know. I think it was like with Greeks, we have a thing called like proxenia, which is usually like a blind date. You're recommended, oh, you should date so and so, or my daughter would be perfect for your son, and all this shit. It's awful, fucking awful. So I think it was something. I think that she was told about him, or he was told about us, and then said, "Oh, I know something." They're like mutual that basically suggested that they should be together.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what it was. And then they stayed together. And I think it was as much as I love my grandparents, I think it was very much love-hate relationship. Like they annoyed each other, but they also couldn't be without each other as well. Like they did. Like,
that's all they knew. It's all they knew.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Like, that's all they knew. Like I know my granddad had like girlfriends and stuff when he was over here. But I don't think my grandma was in it, as far as I'm aware, with anybody. And then she met my granddad, and that was kind of it. But if you think about it now, it's like we watch shows about that now, right? Where people just randomly meet and they don't know each other, and that's
that was life.
Yeah, that was normal. That was life, and that stuff still obviously happens in certain places. And I know obviously we do things like that similarly, I suppose, online. But it just seems insane. Like even with the AOL thing, I was talking to Chris, and I didn't even know what he looked like for a really long time. And it's only when I saw a photo, I was like, okay, he's cute, kind of, and that was it. And then we just, crazy, absolutely crazy.
It is crazy. At 17, I think I was about 16, 17. And I did the same. I had to lie to my mum. I was like, oh, well, I met him at a festival or something. Or
we did that.
Oh, God. There's loads stupid things which were, when you look back, you're like, what the actual fuck was I thinking?
I tell my mum only stuff now that I'm an adult, and I'm like, do you know, I did this and this when I was younger, and she's like, what the fuck?
Does she know then? Does she know about Chris then?
She knows about Chris now. Like, now she does. At the time, obviously, I never told her like properly because I was so scared. And then I think eventually I did tell her when I got older, and she was just like, okay, cool. But then I even already admitted to her not long ago that I'd gone on I used to talk to guys online, and like and they were definitely way older than me as well. Like I think I would be like late. I'd be like 18, 19, they'd probably be like 30 or something. Now looking back, I'm like, God, that's so fucking wrong. But like at the time, you don't think anything of it. And I remember going on a date with I used to talk to this guy all the time, and I didn't even know what he looked like. And he was like, really put myself out here now. He was about 40 something for definite.
Wow.
I remember meeting up with him.
Oh, this is on AOL as well? No.
This was, I think it was AOL, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I literally sat with him for like 10, 15 minutes. I used to smoke at the time, and I had about 4 cigarettes in that time. So I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And then I rang my mate and I was like, can you come get me? She lived down the road. And then he was like, I'll take you. I was like, no, I'm good, babe. All right, thanks. I was like, no, never again. Yeah, very stupid. But you're so naive at that age, and you really think you know it all, and you really, really don't. And like, as touch with, thank God, everybody I met was okay when I met them, but my God, I could have put myself in such dangerous situations and not even realised. Bad, isn't it?
So bad. But at least did you always tell someone?
Did you do a lot of dates like that?
I did a few. I did meet like a few people, and so I definitely had to I had my wits about me a little bit, even though it was still really bad. So like I did tell someone, oh, this is where I'm going, and like there was only like one person that knew. And there was like, and it's so and like met a couple of years ago, like bumped into someone randomly, like in central London, like on a night out, and like the cringe.
Cringe.
It was one of those where like I did, God, it was so cringy. I must have been about maybe 15, 16. I was talking to this guy online, and never got to like meeting in person or whatever. And but then like randomly, a few years ago, so what's this, like maybe 20 years later, bump into this person who knew a friend I was with. This is how like small the world is.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd recognise that face and that voice. And I was like, what's your name? And like, told me what his name was. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, we used to talk online. He was like,
Oh no.
I was like, oh.
Was it like proper like flirty as well and all that stuff?
Yeah, like but not not meeting in face. Like 20 years later, you're less like, oh my God, I hate myself.
Oh God, it's awful, isn't it? It's so awful.
Right. Yeah.
Even like when you like, I don't know, like there's certain, like, because obviously there's certain exes, even when you've like seen them years later and stuff, and you're like, oh, kind of, I don't know, this like, what was I thinking and stuff like, because it's just. As in they're totally out of they're totally out of your character now. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like, I would have never dated you. Like, why did I think at the time you were this? But there is some stuff you're like, oh no, like what was I? Why did I fancy that person? Or what was I thinking? Or like, oh my God, look what like kind of person they are. Really. You get like, I don't know. You had the same, and I know we kind of touched on it when we had Jamal on the podcast, but you get random people coming out of the woodwork like years later that like you. Mate, I'm not being funny. I had this not long ago. I really hope this person doesn't listen to the podcast. But there was a guy that there was a guy in secondary school that I used to have a situationship, shall we say? Yeah. And then his brother, who was a couple of years above us, randomly messaged me on Facebook, and I was just like, okay. And he was just like, oh, no. He must have seen like my picture or something, because on my Facebook one, I had like my Photoshop one. So when I think I was doing my lingerie image, I can't remember what I was doing, but anyways, he commented saying, oh, you're like really beautiful and whatever. And he's like, oh, I see your friends. He didn't even fucking remember me from secondary school. That's what makes it insane. And he definitely used to bully me. And I was like, I know you, right? I was like, I know you. And he was like, dude, and I was like, well, I went to the same school as like your brother. Like, I was in his year. And he was like, oh shit. Oh, he's like, I do remember you. And I was like, no, you fucking don't. I was like, well, who, what, where, how, and why? Like, why? Why? On Facebook, like, bruv, it's like, it's 2024. Come on, it's Instagram. There's always to get in touch. I was just like, Jesus, literally sliding into the DMs. I just thought it was so funny because I was just like, wow, really random. But I swear, like most of like exes or guys you went to school with and stuff, like they all just randomly come out, and I just find it really funny. Like first to like go in touch with people, but when they're clearly on like the pool, you're like, come on now, like are you that bad? You're having to go back in time rather than forward. Come on.
That's what I mean. I know you from primary school. Did we go to nursery together?
Yeah.
God. Man, oh man.
You're like, I don't even know you like that now. Like, come on, like I barely know who you are. Like, I obviously like if it's like reunion stuff with someone to catch up, like I will do it. Like I've done it. Like I've had friends from primary school that I haven't seen, and I'm shit, you're not in like 20 years, and we met up like this year, and it was really nice and it was like we'd only seen them yesterday. Like that was lovely. Like, and I'll definitely do that again. But
that was nice.
But it's just the ones that you weren't even really friends with that just randomly start messaging you. You're like, okay. Like, I'm not here to keep entertained, bruvs. Like, it's not so
mental.
Who's like your weirdest like reunion with someone? Like, what's been like? I'm assuming that one that you said, the one that you kind of dated or chatted online with, was probably like the weird one. But
that was really weird. I'm trying to think. That has to be up there though, as like when you suddenly both have that realization that oh my God, I know who you are. And I've never met you in person, but I remember the conversations we used to have.
I had randomly not long ago. It was actually a very sweet encounter, but it was a bit of a sweet moment because it was actually at my stepdad's brother's funeral. Yeah. And don't ask me how, but basically my stepdad's brother, he like all my set are signed from Ireland, but he lived in Eastbourne. And he's got 2 daughters, and like they're like older than me. And one of the daughters used to work in a bar at some point, and I don't know how, but I somehow became friends with her workmate, and we used to talk to each other online like all the time, right? We used to like on a laptop, we used to FaceTime. And I went to the funeral, and like Ricky couldn't make it, and Rick's mum and dad came as in like there for like Ricky, because he couldn't be in. It was really lovely. But as we got to the funeral, I recognised the guy that I used to talk to, and his name's Adam. And there was like a flashback, because we used to, like, nothing happened, like we just used to flirt with each other online and just talk to each other, and then we just stopped contact. Like, I was sitting there like crying my eyes out, and then like we kind of talked to each other, and he was like looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I was like, "It's Adam, isn't it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, he's like, I recognised you as soon as I saw you. And I was like, "Yeah, I recognised you as well." And really? I was like, oh, I'm really sad that it's like I'm seeing you, like, you know, I'm meeting you like this, and you know, like funeral, funeral. And then I was like, by the way, these are my in-laws. Like, it was just such a surreal moment. It's so awkward. And then at the wake, we were chatting with loads of people. Everyone was like really friendly, because like my step uncle was super popular. He had loads of people at his funeral, blessed him. He was a lovely guy, great character. And I was chatting to these other random guys, and I was saying, "Oh, it's really weird because I actually know Adam," like blah blah. And they're like, because these guys are like, "Yeah, that's our half brother." "Oh, you must be the singer." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, they're like, "We've heard all about you." And I was like, "Okay." I was like,
this is really weird. Yeah,
really, really. And I was having to like convince my in-laws. I was like, "Oh, I haven't spoken to this guy for like fucking years, but they're looking at me like, what the hell?" So random. But,
my gosh.
Yeah, it's just weird reunions in random times and places. But it shows
you. It is nice, but like it just shows you. I know we're talking about like how the internet has like made everything like everyone's obviously better connected, and everything seems so much bigger and moves faster. But like the world is just so small. Like so small. Just bumping into people in randomest places.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Sorry, I'm going off to story after story, but it's just because I've remembered something else.
Yeah.
But so obviously I went to Crete, and obviously I went to Crete because I joined like the retreat thing. I joined Thrive, which is a program for like fitness and stuff, which I obviously mentioned in previous episodes. And Anna put all of us together as in like room buddies, because obviously we were having to share bedrooms with some of the girls and stuff. Anyway, so there was a girl called Jo there, and she'd been on the program previously, and I've never met her before, and we realised that we were both going to be the only ones going to the same airport at the same time. So we were like, we'll meet when we get to the airport, and then, you know, we'll travel together to the Airbnb. Anyway, so we got on, we were getting on really well. We were in the car together. We'd had some few mishaps of like, didn't have a credit card to like the right credit card to be able to book our car hire. Then we took a wrong turning because everything is opposite in Crete. You drive on the other side of the road and all that stuff. Anyway, so we were knackered, hungry, just trying to get to the Airbnb. As we're chatting away, I said, "Oh, I used to be in like recruitment media, and I used to do media buying." She's like, "Okay, like which company did you used to work for?" And then we both looked at each other, and we realised we both worked for the same fucking company, like, and we didn't even know. And Anna didn't know that we even knew each other essentially, and we had the same friend, same boss, everything. Like, it was absolutely, you couldn't have made it up. Like, we screamed. We were in the car driving, we screamed when we both realised, because we were like, what the fuck? Like, such a small world, such a small world. And and we couldn't stop talking about work, because we were like, "Do you know this person? Do you know this person? Like, how do you know this? Like, what's this? You know, what happened with your job?" Like, it was just so crazy. But it's such a small world, and like we got on so well, and like even all the other girls that were put in the rooms together, no one knew each other, and they got on as if like they'd all met before. Like, it was so random. But it's just weird how the world kind of pushes you together with people and you're not really expecting it.
Yeah, exactly. And that reminds me of something, actually, because I used to work as a recruiter. I remember, what am I trying to say? So what am I trying to say? What was my story?
What are you saying?
Who are you? So I met Dave at a recruitment. Maybe it doesn't sound so weird. I'm trying to think of the story in my head, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Yeah, go on.
But I used to work in the same organisation, but like in a totally different department. And when we were working together in the same team, I don't think we maybe spoke for like a good 6 months or whatever. We kind of knew of each other, or whatever. And then we'd used to go out for drinks after work and things like that. And as it transpired, I had actually on onboarded him and just hadn't realised at all. And I was like, I'm pretty sure. So what was your name again? And then I'm pretty sure it's like, I think I've got your email address. And he's like, what? Why?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, because it's one of those where it was like a rush job. It was like, right, I've got in recruitment, it's like, right, I've got to hire this guy. Here's all his details. Can you call him and tell him what it is? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I think I did actually speak to him before actually speaking to him, which I think is.
So, no, this is the thing. It is really strange, like how you end up meeting people like that, or something. You've got connections, even like so with like even the company that I worked for before I worked at my last place, before obviously where we worked and where we're at now, like when my last place was the company I worked for was actually my client, and I always used to think about them, but it never came into my head of like I would end up working there one day, right? And it's really weird. And then I remember working there and then being outside actually our offices that we're obviously at now, and thinking, I'd love to work for that company one day. Like just it's almost like a manifestation that I didn't necessarily manifest, but it's like, okay, like that would be quite cool to work there one day. Actually, that seems like a nice company. And then now I'm working for it, and I'm like, so weird. I've had that even with like my first boyfriend. I remember I was working at Sainsbury's, that first proper boyfriend, and I used to sit in the smoker's room. Oh, good old smoker's room. There was his days. So sat in the smoker's room, and I remember this guy came in and he sat down, and I said, if I could date anybody, it'd be somebody like him. And I didn't, and I just said it to myself, like just randomly said it to myself, and then blowing down like about, I think like, oh God, maybe like a year later or something, I was dating him, and it just so random, like didn't chat him up or anything like that. It just we went out one night, and I think he just kissed me at the end of the night. We'd all gone out with friends, and then that was kind of it. Like it's just really odd how those things happen. Like even with Ricky, I remember when I went online, me and my mate were like, okay, we're just going to go online and just get our confidence back up again. We both come out of like really shit situations, and we were like just going to go out for some dinners. And I thought, well, I'm going to message once rather than waiting for people to message. And I messaged a couple of people, but Ricky was the one who actually stood out. And I was like, if any of them come back to me, that's the one I want that comes back to me. And he was the only one who came back to me within like the few minutes. And then that was it. It's just like
weird energy. It's like the
weird energy.
Energy, not weird energy, but you know what I mean. It's like it's really hard to explain. It's like not for like the forces, or is there like a higher, not a higher being, but you know what I mean? Are there like higher forces, which is like
the powers that be?
Exactly. Fate, destiny, and all of that. I used to say like I do believe in it, I don't believe in it. Like I'm not a really big manifester. I like to think positive and be like, I would like this to work out this way, but I don't like manifest it because I don't know, just I feel like it's kind of, if it's written in the stars, it's going to happen essentially, right? But I've been like, it's really odd because a lot of like one random moment in my life, which was like when I was like 15, has escalated into so many things that have happened to my future. And it's like a really, really random thing. And I can't explain it, but like I was about 15, 16. And I remember me and my mates were out for the evening, and we went past a pub that had karaoke. And my mate, who doesn't even sing, said to me, oh, let's get you in there and do some karaoke. And I was like, all right, cool. I went in there and I sang. I ended up singing with the guy, and ended up doing like a charity thing with the guy further down. Like a few months later, he also got another girl, Michelle, who's been a friend of mine now for like over 20 something years, and she then randomly joined the amateur group that I'm now at. When I joined the amateur group, that's how I then got the job that I went into to basically get to essentially where I'm at now. If it wasn't for that job, I wouldn't have gone online and met Ricky. And it's just like so many, it all because of my mate saying let's go into that pub has like escalated to so many opportunities. And it's so weird, but it's just, and like it's just created so many things for me like since then. And being in the amateur group that I'm in kind of helped me get my job, helped me meet my husband, like helped me with my confidence. Like it's just really odd. So like I do believe in it and I don't believe in it, because I'm saying I don't believe in it, but obviously it's happened. It's so weird how the world kind of things sort of, it feels like things happen for a reason, isn't it? Yeah, it's deep.
What about you? Like any like weird experiences or things that you've manifested and you've been like, I really wanted that to happen and it did?
Not things that I've manifested, but like weird things that have happened. Yeah. Do you ever I don't know, maybe this is just me, but do you have like moments or like times in like back in your history where it's like completely black, you've just kind of blacked out,
as in like you don't have any recollection of it like whatsoever?
Like I have, like I know stuff happened, but like I couldn't tell you like what this person looked like, but I know, or do you know what I mean?
I don't know about Yes and yeah, no. Like, I think I've got like blanks of parts of my life, maybe from like really, say, like from 8 or 9 years old, or between like, well, I don't remember being like 12 years old to like maybe 14 years old, for example. So like those kind of things, that's really, I probably do remember, but couldn't tell you what age I was. You know, like when people do like their biographies and they're like, when I was this age, I'm like, who the fuck remembers that stuff? Like I wouldn't remember.
Tell you. Yeah. I couldn't I don't have memories. Like it was really weird. I was like thinking the other day, it's like I can't picture my school. Like I can't see it like being in the school hall, or like it's really like cloudy. No, it's nuts.
Oh, see, I can. Like I can remember I remember what my primary school looks like. I remember what my secondary school. I remember my nursery, believe it or not. I remember bits of my nursery. But then there's like other bits and pieces that like I probably don't really remember, that or just wasn't significant to me at the time, I suppose. But but the thing is, even like, you know, like primary school people, I probably remember all their names. Secondary school, if I used to know everybody's name. If I was to maybe look at some people now, like a couple of people that I knew but I didn't really speak with a lot, I probably wouldn't remember like all their names and stuff. Like it's crazy, isn't it? You just kind of get blank moments. Or if you see someone and they're like, I know you, and you're like, I don't ever fucking remember meeting you. That's the worst one.
Well,
that's the worst.
Well, this is it. And then this is why I was saying, like, do you ever get blank moments? Because when I was about 14, when I was again, this is like part of the stupid things I did that I didn't think was stupid. It was very stupid. We're definitely going to do an episode on it. Yeah. Yeah, it was like I bunked school to meet up with this guy that my friend had set me up with. I think I was like 14 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was then. But then it's really weird that I've not ever asked him the question. Anyway, fast forward like a couple of years later, I start hanging out with the guy I was going out with at the time or whatever, and then obviously hanging around all his friends, and we all became really close. And again, getting older, like in our 20s and stuff, we'd go out and, you know, just go for drinks and things, and, you know, we were quite like a close knit of friends. Yeah. And really, like, randomly, one of the friends of the guy I was dating at the time, he had the same name as this person who I'd bunked off school to see back when I was 14. Yeah. But it hadn't occurred to me that actually that could be the same person. And it's really, I've never asked, you know, but I've always thought, because it was he's from the same area, so he was from South London as well. And this is why I feel like I blanked out the face of that person when I was 14. And it's really bugging. It's so strange, because how can I go, did I know you when I was 14? Like, we've hung out for like 10, 15 years. It's mad, because like, even like his middle name is like the same as what the
probably is him.
Do you know what? But then why?
Probably is him.
But then he's probably blacked out, because he's never said anything to me either.
Maybe he doesn't remember either. But if it's the same middle, like, that's very unique. If it's the same, if it was like same first name and surname, like maybe, but the middle name as well. Yeah, you probably do know that person for definite.
But mate, it's like,
oh, why has no one mentioned it as well? Maybe they're embarrassed. Like, maybe they were expecting you to remember, and you go, how do you not know? Look at it.
But that's just what I mean. I blanked it out. Like hung out as like just friends. But I didn't even clock until like years later that, oh my God, is that you?
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you like, maybe this is I'm going to ask a personal question. Are you still friends with people that you like got off with at some point in your life?
Oh, not really.
Oh, okay, because I was, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
No, I mean, I'm talking, but
love them and leaving me.
Clearly.
Oh, does Dave count?
Yeah, Dave definitely count. But
I did it.
It's just I've got friends, and like Ricky knows it's fun. I've got friends from like my own Joan group that like obviously may have made out with at some point and stuff and whatever, or like done, and I never like went the whole way and all that stuff. But it's always so fucking awkward, and then like it's fine because obviously we're grown, and like it was like loads a long time ago, but. Like, you know, when you're like, you know, when you're old and you look back, you're like, oh my God, like it's just like sometimes you get a flashback, you're like, oh sweet Jesus, like I've seen that person naked, like,
yeah. What was it? The wandering thoughts? What do you call it? Like those little gremlins in your head? They just go, yeah.
Yeah, or if they like try and it's like, you know, if someone makes a comment or jokes about it, it's like I'm open, like I don't care, like I'll own it. But it's just it's something that was like you're sitting there chatting to someone, you're like, I've seen you naked, and we're now we're friends, like, and we've stayed friends, and it's like the weirdest, and like I wonder if they've still thought about it. I wonder if they've been reminded about it. Like it's just so random, but yeah, it's just a bit like
try not to. Yeah, I try not to.
Really best. Really best.
Yeah,
or
so
like,
weird.
I've got like one person that I know that I used to see their partner before they got together, and I don't know if they know that, and it's always really awkward because this person is like, oh, we should meet up, and I'm like, yeah, for sure, but I always feel like, do they know though? Because then I'm like, I don't want to put them in a position or embarrass them. Do you know what I mean? Like I would never. But I'm always like, what? And then not that it really get brought up in conversation, but you know, you're just like, why don't they know? Because I'm really open. Like when I started dating Ricky, as soon as he met some of my friends, I was like, look, just so you know, that person, like that, you know what I mean? Like I did that with that, I did this with that.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted him to know, so he wasn't, you know what guys like, so they get drunk and then they're like, oh, let's remember. And I'm like, I didn't want to embarrass him like that. So I was like, listen, we're dating, it's only you to know. I like used to fuck around with that guy, and fuck around with that guy, and I was just very honest about it. And he was like, cool, okay, fine. And even him, like we went to Rick's family friend's wedding. Rick had like slept with this girl like when he was like 15 or something. I can't remember. Like, and it was just like, we're going to like your ex's wedding essentially. Like, but it was cool. Like, because like it's not a secret. So just like it's just so weird when you think like you've both seen that person naked potentially. Like,
it's just
strange.
But it's like, does it count when it was like that long ago? That's you know.
No, I don't think it does. But you know, like it's difficult because I'm. Like I said, I'm really honest. Like I'm very open about stuff like that because I just think it's my past and it's nothing to be ashamed of. But I know some people don't think that way, and a bit like when we played the game "Am I the Arsehole?" when someone says, "Oh, I slept with so many people," and like their partners don't know. Like I've got friends who I don't think their partners know like how many people or who they've been with, and I don't think it matters. Again, I don't personally think it matters, but I respect and understand why people wouldn't open their mouths and say stuff like that. Yeah. But, I just see it I've got nothing to hide in that respect. So fuck it, I'll tell you. Like I'm not fussed about it as such. But it's just a weird one. That's I don't know. It's just not how I planned for our conversation to.
No, but there you go.
We took it there. It's there now.
We took it there.
I feel like this is our first, if not NSFW as such, but it's definitely more than 18 plus.
I think so.
Episode over here.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel like it needs to go there. Clearly, we just needed time apart in it, and that was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but also, I think there are one or two things we could delve in and actually do a full episode on.
We have got other stuff coming out, guys. We just haven't had a chance to really put it to plan. There's a couple of guests that we definitely want to work with that we've already said that we'll work with, and we just literally need to sort out some dates. Some of them are different other podcasts that we are lovely big fans of. Some are actually there's two different podcasts of people that we want to have a chat with. We've been trying to get Jamal back on, and I cannot tell you the scheduling has been fucking ridiculous. Like, but we are going to have him back on at some point as well. And actually there's a lot of other guests that we've had on originally that we'd love to have back and discuss more stuff, and there's loads of different big subjects that we've got coming up as well that we will come into. Some are more serious, some are more funny. Like we've got all of that. So if you're still listening to us after like the 8 or 9 episodes and you're not bored of us yet, then we've got more coming to you guys.
Definitely. We're going to give it to you. We're going to give it all to you. We've got light-hearted, we've got heavy, we've got funny, we've got like stuff that we want to debate on. We're excited.
Yeah, and if there's subjects that you think we should touch on, then do let us know, because we love having some inspo as well. And I guess we're going to call it a night. It was fun. Do we want to sign off with anything in particular?
Well, we're back. We're not going anywhere. We are here to stay. Yeah, and thank you. We're back.
We just cancelled the next episode. We're done. Sorry, guys.
No, sorry, guys. That's it now. Yeah, sorry. We made it to 10. That's it.
We're done. Can't stand each other. We're fucking at it now. Hang around. Thank you for listening. If you've listened to all the episodes, thank you. If you haven't, Go listen to them.
Oh, amazing. And we're very excited for what's to come.
Indeedy. And thank you to everybody across, oh my God, we literally are being listened to in about 12 to 13 countries at the moment. It's crazy. Every time we go on there, we see a new country come up and it's insane. And we're really grateful. So thank you if you've listened in to us if you're not in the UK. And on that note, this has been episode 10. We're really sorry it's taken so fucking long to get there. But we're here and we are not going anywhere until we cancel the show.
No.
Well, love you guys. See you soon.
Night.
Bye. Mood. We're relatable as fuck.